All right, so we are doing a review of Omega Oof. This got released a few weeks ago, and this is the introduction to our newest pet project series, where one of our brewers at the Valley, Kyle right here, or Canal Place, they've got a couple of recipes within the calendar year. They can just come up with something totally off the wall, unscripted, nothing that, we're telling them what we need, but they brew it. If you guys like it, you rate it well in the Valley, we'll scale it up at Canal Place and put it out in distribution, like a half batch, to see how you guys like it, for it to maybe be a full distribution beer in the future. But it also gives the brewers some creative flexibility, because we're always pastry stouts, double New Englands all the time, and it can get a little bit boring. So this is some good experimentation. So like I said, this is Kyle's first pet project, and it's called Omega Oof, and it's a sour double New England IPA. And the name came about overhearing my son. He's a 17-year-old, he's a gamer, and he kept going, that's an Omega Oof. And I had to look it up online, slang dictionary, and it's akin to, oh my God, something big just happened, like my girlfriend dumped me. Or like Kyle last week, he was dry hopping a few extra too many pounds in the fermenter, and it geysered up. So just YouTube those things and you'll see lots of what he went through. So that was an Omega Oof on Kyle's part. So that's the name of it. So Kyle, how did you come up with the idea for this style?
So the idea of a sour IPA, it's something I've had a small handful of from other breweries and really enjoyed, but not something I've seen be super common yet. I figured we could take a crack at it. I think we would be able to do something pretty special with it. And the more I thought about how I wanted to execute it, the idea of using the Three Legends, which is such a solid, great New England style IPA, just became pretty obvious that was the route to go to make sure this came out as a great example of what is hopefully a new style that's gonna show up more and more.
I was a little skeptical. How's it gonna be different than a normal unfruited sour, but being a pet project, let's go with it. We'll defer to Kyle. He's got a great palate. He's been working up a lot of lab rats, former coffee experience, so that's really showing through. What's the process of this beer? It's a sour, which is a particular process, then it's a New England IPA, which is a separate process.
Yeah, it's basically jamming those two processes together. It starts with mashing in a New England IPA, so that first half of the brewing process, getting all of those nice high protein grains, get the nice haze that you expect. Once that mash is done, you boil it very briefly to make sure everything's sanitary, and then lock it away with some lactobacillus bacteria, which is what we use for anything that we sour. But it's going to take that pH level, drop it down, give it that nice tart character. Once it reaches that point, you basically switch back into New England IPA mode, send it into the brew kettle, finish boiling it off, adding a bunch of hops right at the end, and a big old dry hop as it finishes fermenting.
Now, when it was first made in the Valley, it came out super hazy and stayed hazy for a good month, and it went clear. And it's tough to merge these two styles if you want a hazy sour. Regular New Englands, we found out through a lot of experimentation, there's a narrow pH range that holds that haze. And we're taking it out of that pH range once we sour it. So we knew it was going to clear, but when we tasted it fresh from the Valley, it was so grapefruity, as all the haze is in suspension. So you get all those flavors from the hops and the yeast, that we knew when we scaled it up at Canal Place, we had to can it very quick so we didn't lose the haze, which is the flavor for this. So you'll notice on the can that we have a little roll this can gently before you pour it. That gets all that haze elements and flavors up, and pour the entire thing into your glass with the sediment and all. Trust us, that's going to really make those flavors pop. So let's get an evaluation. So what do you get on the nose, Kyle? I'm getting some like grapefruit rind.
Yeah,
Right
it's,
from here.
it's very grapefruity, but not necessarily in the way you expect from an IPA. That lowered pH really brings the like citrusy acid note that you expect in like a grapefruit juice that really doesn't often show up in a lot of IPAs that are kind of typically brewed in a regular fashion. So it pushes it that one step further into that juice territory.
It's straight grapefruit juice with this other alcohol component that you don't even taste.
Yeah, but it still maintains that nice kind of soft feel on the palate that you get out of the Three Legends or any of our double New Englands.
So this is, in my opinion, it came out kind of at the right time. We've got some warmer weather, and it's gonna be a hot summer. This will probably be on the shelves in distribution another 1 to 2 months and on tap here. So perfect time. This is almost a summer crusher. We kept it at the New England strength, so 6-ish%.
Yeah, not too strong, very very thirst quenching.
Yeah, not like one of our doubles. So you can't lawn mow with a double New England that we do. You could lawn mow with a couple of these.
Absolutely.
So, no, cheers, Kyle. Great job. What other pet projects do you have coming up?
So if you stop down into the valley right now, actually, the next one we're working on is on tap. It's our Tangerine Wit. That was a pet project from the brewer here at Canal Place, Carl. Then coming up down the road, we have an Imperial Red with coffee beans from our cellarman / lab guy, Nick. And then rounding out the first set of these pet projects is actually one of my old favorites from last year, our Scotch Ale Old Man Wallace.
Okay. So, excellent. Good job, Kyle.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.